Good afternoon, everyone. Alan Whitford of RCO.com and our final session of this week's TruLondon conference in the Jobsite interview suite. The final stream going out on live stream and JSTN. If you don't know by now what an unconference is, you're probably never going to know because we've had a lot of great streams today. And in fact, we thought the best way to wrap up the event would be to talk to TruLondon and True Events founder Bill Boorman. Bill, what a great 3 days this has been.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic 3 days. I think every time you have an event, I always have a feeling that it's been the best one, but this one really has been. I think we've had, and the best thing actually, the only thing that makes an unconference work, it doesn't matter what you do in terms of venues, coffee, anything else, doesn't matter what you do, it only works if you get the right people turn up. So of all the track leaders and everything else, I wouldn't like to single anyone out. I think what really worked this time around is the 170 people we've had through here over 3 days. That's been fantastic, and equally everyone who's either been watching the live stream or tweeting, who's been sending reviews on the application, who's been going onto the Twitter map, which is on Map That, and uploading that and looking at the pins. We've got massive heat maps. We've had trends. We've had a lot of viewers at live stream. For me, I really feel as if certainly in the UK, the unconferences as a model has kind of come of age. We've suddenly got an acceptance, and people kind of know what to expect. I think somebody politely put Andy Hyatt from Hoda's Group UK politely wrote a great blog post today in which he summed up how he found his first unconference experience and really said, you've got to leave. He talked about the fact that sessions get rearranged, and that's part of the charm of it. That's the right way, and things are to suit the audience. And as a speaker, the hardest thing he had to get used to was people walking in and out, because you're just not used to that. And I think what's happened is we've started getting people used to the dynamic, used to the fact that they can walk out, used to the fact that they can do stuff. And the masterclass, I think, worked in that we had one day where we gave things a little bit more structure, a few more slides, a bit of fact.
For the newbies, a good way to get into this.
Yeah, and the other thing, which I think is a reflection on the market actually, rather than particularly unconferences, we've had 8 or 9 case studies.
Yeah.
And everything that people have been talking about, on the whole, has been real stuff. Has been, they did this, or this company's done that, or this has happened, or this is the way that we recruited, these are the results that we got. And I think what's overwhelming, if I compare it to last year, even compare it to some things 3 or 4 months ago, has been the social recruiting with social media, whatever you want to call it, whether it's broadcasting on Twitter feeds, whether it's looking at new technology tools, applications, whatever it is here and it's now, and it's happening, and people have got real case studies. And I think that's, for me, we're a case study of what you can achieve in social media. Get 170 people, 14 different countries, 40 track leaders, and the quality of those people to get them here from Australia, from people from China, everywhere, is overwhelming.
And I think you're right about the even in the 12 months or 13 months since we did the first one in London, Barclays, in which this was completely new concept. And even talking with some of our stream people today, what they saw the difference in the True Londons, in the True Manchesters, the True Amsterdams, is that it is about not so much now why would I do social, or why would I do... We're not arguing
the point anymore. How do I work Twitter?
No, now we want to know is right, the case studies. We want to know what's the how can I do it better? And I think with Mark and LinkedIn today, for example, a year ago it would have been, this is how you build a LinkedIn profile. Today it's like, no, this is where LinkedIn is really going. And
how
we
can
keep
groups,
up.
what do I deal with it? How do I deal with this situation?
Yeah.
And I think that's been the massive difference this time, and that's what's made it really, really worthwhile, and something you can pretty much only achieve with an unconference is everybody's a case study, because they're all doing it, whether they're doing it from a job board point of view, from social media, from a job seeker, from a recruiter, from a blogger, whatever they're doing, everybody's their own case study. They've got their own experience, and I think that's been the big difference this time. Is people are not talking about, I think you're going to have to do this, or I think this is a good idea. They're actually coming back and saying, I know this, albeit it works for me, and that's really what's made the young confidence come of age, I think, is that we're talking about real stuff. It's not clouds in the sky. And some of the stuff that came out today, Jobsite, when Felix Wetzel was talking about Job Board 2020, about how job boards are going to change, and perhaps how we're going to log into websites in the future, and the content is actually going to be very personalised and for us based on what we've done before. Some of and if I would have told you 12 months ago, Social CV, that there was going to be a product that could do that, you would have thought I was.
We'd have thought you were crazy, yeah. Or even.
Or you would have known I was crazy.
We'd have known you were crazy. Oh, we just said in the session with Gordon on the layer augmented reality. Yes, it's a long way from Tipperary yet, but. And with the Cool Tools sessions, we talked about some stuff that is, some of the stuff 12 months from now, we might have gone, what were you talking about? That stuff has disappeared. There'll be something else in 12 months we've never heard of.
Exactly right. I mean, if we talk about just some things that we've had with the event, we've been able to, I think one of the things, it's kind of the unsponsors, one of the things unsponsors do, Jobsite do a great job of it and have been with us from the beginning really, and have kind of supported us and lived through the early stages where we were still learning our game, all of us. Providing things like the live stream, the film crew, which is what's been done, which means we can involve other people. Map that, Dynamic Maps, who provided the heat map where you could connect and tweet with people. JSTN that provided the landing page so that we could stream and get some hard data on how many people had actually watched the live feed and that kind of thing. All the top bananas. The review system was fantastic, whereby you could look at a session. Not only could you look at a session, you could upload a 300-word review of the session you've been in. So I've actually changed some sessions. I've closed doors to cut noise down. We've been able to take instant and live feedback. 12 months ago, that was a distant dream. And what are we going to be talking about in 12 months' time?
Let's not forget, of course, myresourcer.com, best contribution of the entire sponsor thing. The sweets bar, which has kept everybody going. Everybody has got their bag of sweets or carrying
Go back and get your bag of sweets and get your sugar fix.
Need your sugar fix,
absolutely. Not that you always wanted people to have too many jelly babies. So one, two.
You've had some other people. Obviously, Brave New Talent's been a sponsor. You're wearing the shirt.
Yeah, Brave New Talent. My shirt's been a feature of the event. But just to run through the sponsors, platinum sponsor, as always, and true friend really, is Jobsite. And it's not finished yet. We're down to Portsmouth tomorrow with our American and Dutch visitors to go to True Pompey. Going to be, which I know will be a great day and a great experience for them to get on the pitch and.
Keith usually takes them out on the pitch as well,
doesn't he? Yeah, and in particular to spend a bit of personal time with Keith Potts. Brave New Talent, My Resourcer, Bullhorn, JSTN that provided the television, all the top bananas, and Pinstripe Talent who actually the Mimi cards.
Yeah, the Mimi cards, they were kind of a cool thing.
They were very cool with pictures and figures. So I just think there's so much happened, and the way in which the sponsors have been involved in the event in not really having booths and sales, but actually being integral in the tracks, getting involved, putting sweets out. And I think this is something everyone's got to do. Is two things you've got to consider when you put on an event. How can I make my sponsors just integral, another part of the event? And I think we've really achieved that, probably more so than I've seen at anything else. And how do I use that to have people here? My plan is actually by the half year we will have enough data in terms of online activity that the events we provide will be free, and the invite will be by application. So they'll be coming towards the tail end of the year when we've got enough sponsorship and enough people involved. And to do that, you're going to have to be creative over what you do with people. So, I've got to thank all our sponsors. I've got to thank everyone for coming. Thank you, Alan, for hosting the live stream.
This has been a blast.
I think it's been a great addition. Mervyn, good luck in your new job. I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to seeing what you post next. And I've got used to you being on the job site hashtag already, which is great.
You're going other places too, Bill, aren't you? I mean, you got, obviously Michelle was in one of our interviews, and she said you got True Sweden coming up.
Yeah,
I assume we're going back to Amsterdam.
We've got Stockholm. We've got Stockholm in March 9th to 10th. We'll be in Amsterdam in April. We'll be announcing that date next week for another 2 days, and also going to Hard Rock Cafe for the after party. Who are getting involved in some of the stuff.
You had the Ride guys from Holland over as well, didn't you?
Ride Recruitment Industry Dancing event. Rob Alvenberg will be back again in November, tied in with Ride. We're going to be in Prague in May, and coming up Leeds in June. So
Cool.
that'll be our next UK event, and I plan tail end of the year, probably around about September, to do another London, because I think we need 2 events in the year. I think that's absolutely key. So these are the things that are happening. You know, thanks everyone for watching, and it's been great having true people, as my good friend Jeff would say. Peace out. That's me done.
Brilliant, Bill. Good job.
Thank you.